Greetings all, it is I, Sam Farron, and welcome back to more Let's Translate Trails at Dawn. Last time we made it to this nice village called Kuro. And it is a very nice place indeed. Anyway, this time we are going to be starting a side quest. This might be the only thing we do in this video. If it is, I'll make sure to put it in the title. But yeah, we're going to at least start it now. Oh, you nice looking people there. I just heard, apparently you're doing work kind of like the guild. You actually came at a good time. Can you hear me out? I mean, I guess I can hear you out at least, but I'll choose whether or not I accept. And also, I'm more expensive than the Braces Guild. So if you're okay with that, then sure. Well, you say that, but it's not like a rip-off or anything, right? Yeah, I try to be as fair as I can, but there will be times where I charge more or less depending on the work I do. Alright then, I will request this of you. There's something that's been bothering me. By which I mean to say, I'd like the church people's advice on like how to make a soba cutter. I think that's what she's saying. A soba cutter? What's that? I think it's a type of food that's made by kneading soba flour together. I guess it was a food, not like a bit of equipment then, like I thought it was. It's not very well known even among Eastern cooking. It's like a super Eastern dish, or at least that's what I read in a book. Oh, you mean to say you two haven't eaten it? There's a store that sells it in the capital, and it's pretty popular with certain folk. It's pretty simple to make, but it's really strong and flavorful. Very nice dish. That seems delicious. I kind of want to eat it too. Actually, I just heard about it recently from the village chief too. And I thought I'd treat everyone to some in this year's harvest festival. So I got the recipe from some of the people that lived here, and I made like some test ones, but it didn't really go too hot. The Harvest Festival of Kuro Village. I think I've seen an article about that before. It said it was held every year in autumn. I guess it is nearly that time of year. Well, just so you know, we're not chefs. But you still want our advice, right? Yes, you seem like you know soba kiri? Soba kiri. Wait, let me look this one up actually. Soba kiri. Oh, it's just noodles. Okay. It seems like you know soba noodles. So, and also, I wanted the villagers to be surprised. So, I'll be happy as long as you just, help me out here. What do you want to do then? She seems to be in trouble, we might as well help her. Not in trouble, yeah. So, what do we get? Just law? Yeah, I'm down for that. Oh yeah, some cheeky lore. This isn't really what I thought I'd be doing as a Spriggan, but we have a bit of time here. Alright then, I'll take it on as a request. And since we're gonna need you to make some pretty good soba noodles. Thank you, I'll do my best. Soba noodles. I'm looking forward to it as well. Didn't we just eat, actually? Oh, wait, what are we actually supposed to do now, then? Yeah. You said that your soba noodles that you made already weren't that good. But how exactly, weren't they good? I think it was mainly the flavor and the appearance of them. For some reason, when I'm cutting the dough, it's, all floury. So when I cut it, it always tears, and it ends up looking like something other than soba noodles. As for the flavor, the outside is nice and flabby, but for some reason on the inside it still tastes like flour. In that case, the problem lies within how you made the dough. You might need to add something to the way you make the dough. And as for the broth, I also try to put my own spin on it so that it would be nice for all the villagers. I put basil in it and tried to give it an extra flavor that way, but it's not like it's bad or anything, it just feels wrong somehow. Well, yeah, I guess soba noodles aren't the kind of a thing that someone making them for the first time should try and like put a spin on, you know? Yeah, I guess so. I'm still like regretting it. Looks like you have a few issues with your soba noodles, but in order for us to fix those, it seems we'll have to learn how to make it as well. You said that someone else in the village knew the recipe, right? Yes, Chief Wen and Mortana know it. They both have like a relation to the east, so if you speak with them, you should probably learn the recipe. Alright, so I guess we'll try finding them first. You just wait here while we finish our like investigation, okay? Got it. Alright, good luck. Alright, I guess we're gonna learn how to cook soba noodles. Wait, what? Okay. So you get like a topic, and you can press square to talk to people about it? Interesting. Can I talk to just anyone about it? No, it doesn't look like it. Although we do have item stores around here. Should I perhaps? No. Well, I should just look at the map. The map will guide me. I guess this is Motona? Motona? He said, let me ask you this. Ah, that's what Giovanna came to ask me about the other day. I don't really know everything about the recipe, but I have, like, I'm confident in regards to, like, how to prepare the flour. Yeah, it was written, like, in the recipe book of, like, how to pull flour. It's been handed down for generations. I'm not researching that, I don't care if it's just a side quest. That's amazing that you have something like that. I guess it makes sense that soba or buckwheat and galette is like this village's like famous food kind of thing. Well, you know. I mean, it was my great ancestor that like brought buckwheat flour to this village in the first place. So I know a lot when it comes to making the buckwheat dough. Buckwheat dough. So how do you actually make that? From what I know, there are two main ways of making the dough. There's the method where you only use... Bro, it's so fucking loud outside. What the hell? I hope that's not picking up on the mic. There's the method where you only use buckwheat flour, known as 100% buckwheat ore. And one where you use regular flour as a binding agent. But you have to like regulate how much flour you're using. Apparently there are a lot of names for the one where you use flour, depending on how much flour you actually use there. But apparently the most popular one is like doing it with 20% flour and 80% buckwheat. So there's the 100% buckwheat one and then the 20% flour one. It's kind of difficult to remember. Oh, and one more thing. Apparently the hardest part is kneading the dough so that it doesn't, like, dry up. Apparently it gets harder the more, like, or the higher the ratio of, buckwheat flour you're using is. This is about all I can tell you there. That seems like making, buckwheat is, like, harder than it first appeared. You really helped out, thanks. Yeah, tell, Giovanna that I said hi. Alright, let's head over to our next target for interrogation. Yeah. I guess now's a good time to bring up that I really like soba. Although, I kind of prefer udon, I won't lie. Ooh. Barry said, wow, it's amazing that such big things can move in the wind, then Anya said. It's my first time seeing them up close too. But yeah, soba is really good. It's kind of like skinny noodles, at least the ones that I've had. Maybe you can get them like thicker, I don't know. But yeah, I used to have soba noodles pretty much every day. Soda or udon when I was in Japan. And let's ask you. I see. You're asking about what Giovanna wanted to hear about, aren't you? I heard that it hadn't been going too well for her, and I found that a bit sad. I'm very glad that you decided to help her. Thank you very much. Well, it's not our specialty, but since we accepted it, we're going to do our best. I'm still very thankful, though. Now, on to the topic you wanted to know about. I know how to make the broth for the soba noodles. My mother was, like, very Eastern, so she knew a lot about that kind of culture. Now, this is just what I heard from her, but apparently to make the broth, you mix soy sauce, sugar, mirin, and like Japanese soup stock, which is apparently made of fish. And that's how you make it. What kind of things are they? Oh, I guess he's going to explain the meaning. I was reading it off a dictionary. The kayashi, or the mixture of soy sauce, sugar, and mirin, covers like the main flavoring of the broth. As for the dashi, or the soup stock made with fish and kelp, which I guess I mistranslated because it says here, you can pretty much like boil anything you want to extract the flavor, like depending on what the food you're making. In terms of making soba, though, I think boiling kombu or kelp and some other word that I can't be bothered to find because I don't know the pronunciation of it. That would make the best stock, I think. Well, there's more, great. Other than that, you could use, I think that's something mushroom. You could use dried, like, stuff, or even vegetables. There's a lot of things you can do. I see, so you can kind of arrange it in a lot of ways. But those things you mentioned, they're not really ingredients you find around these parts a lot. Yeah, they're like pretty exclusive to like extreme Eastern culture. In that case, we'll just have to make the broth out of like dried stuff and vegetables. But specifically, what should we use? Giovanna seemed to want to use basil, but well, I'm sure if you were good enough, you could make something pretty good even with basil. But if we're trying to replicate the flavor of real soba noodles, then we should probably go for dried goods. I know. How about dried sardines or shrimps? I wonder if we can get those around here. Oh, yes, we have dried shrimps, or yeah, dried shrimps. We use them in a bit of regular Eastern cuisine too, so it's only a little bit, but our merchant should have some. Actually, I have some in my like cupboard right now. If you want, I can get it for you. Oh, in that case, we might take you up on that later. With this, we've secured a supply route for our goods, or for our like ingredients. That's a very you way of thinking, Fairy. Okay, we'll be off now, village chief. Thank you for the advice. Oh, not at all. I'm just looking forward to eating some delicious soba noodles. Alright then, now we're done asking around. I think I know the kind of advice we should give her now. Alright then, let's return to, like, Giovanna's, where she is, shall we? Yeah, actually, wait a second, now that I think about it, we're missing that. What do you mean that? We're missing condiments, of course. I mean, we could just enjoy it normally, but since we're going to all the trouble, we might as well add some variation. Frail Village is so surrounded by nature. I'm sure they'll probably have something growing around the river area. I don't know what he's really expecting to find there, but why not, like, let's go search. Yeah, I'm not really going to be too bothered if we can't find anything. Seems like he's looking for something specific. Oh, that's the main story. Yeah, we're not doing that just yet. The river's around here. Ooh. This is such a pretty area, wow. And this is... Oh, could this be... Are they weeds? No, are these ingredients? I haven't seen this shape of leaf before. Well, I guess for a city girl like you probably haven't seen what they look like growing out in nature like this. I imagine you don't see this much in the Middle East either, so this will probably be your first time seeing it too. He took the thing like growing by the riverbed in his hand. Honestly, I would have rather had wasabi, since that's mainly used in deep Eastern dishes, but this thing's also called mountain wasabi in like the East too. Should be a decent replacement. If we grind it down and put it in the like on top of the broth, then it'll probably make a very good condiment, I think. Oh, I see, it's horseradish. I didn't know that it had that other name. A white root vegetable? Is it like a radish? Wait. Oh yeah, so they have the Japanese word for radish, and then this is the English word for horseradish that they use there. Is it like radish? Wonder how it tastes. If this is your first time eating it, then don't put too much on. What do you mean by that? I'm not a picky eater, so please do not treat me like a child. I'm looking forward to the soba, but also seeing how this horseradish tastes on it. Alright, with this I guess we're done. Let's go and report to Jobana. Joe Mama. We got horseradish. Sweet. Do. Man, I want some soba. Please invent like 5D games where I can experience flavor with the characters when they're eating food, please. Yo, I like went and asked everyone in the village, or some people in the village, about how to make soba. Ooh, nice work. Okay then, let's do this. I'll like make it and you explain to me. Are you okay with that? Teach her or say no? Well, no reason not to. Yeah, leave it to us. Thanks. Okay then, why don't you come onto my house, or come into my house? Oh shoot, my house is all messy. Sorry, I'll go clean up. So please wait just a minute. Oh, in that case, please feel free to use the kitchen in my house. Oh, Village Chief Wen. I came to see how you were doing and support you. I think you should probably get moving quickly. So, if you don't have a place to cook, then please let me lend you my place. Thanks. I guess we'll take you up on that. Everyone, let's go over to the village chief's house. I'll go and get my cooking tools from my place. Alright then, let's share her like workload and bring some of her stuff with her. I'm really looking forward to this. Let's make some really good soba noodles. Welcome everyone. I've heard about this, or what you're doing, from my husband. Feel free to make use of anything in the kitchen. We'll be upstairs, so if you need anything, please call up to us. I'll be looking forward to the soba noodles when they're done. Yes, thank you very much, you two. I'll try and live up to your expectations. Alright, we got the equipment and the ingredients. Let's give this thing a go, or another go. If you notice me doing anything wrong, or you just want to give tips, feel free to do that anytime. Yeah. Let's do this. I'm so excited. Alright then, I'll start by kneading this buckwheat flour that I got from Motana. I remember hearing there's 2 ways of making it. It'll probably taste better the more buckwheat flour that we use, so I'm gonna go with 100% buckwheat flour, okay? By the way, did you do that last time as well? Yes, I did. Should we go with 100% buckwheat, like she's saying? So say yes to that, or like say she should do 20% flour. No, I think you should do it with 20% flour. I think it's probably too hard to do 100% buckwheat for a beginner like you. So I think you'll have better results just using the one that uses a binding agent. I see. Now that you mention it, you're probably right. Okay, so I'll use 20% flour, 80% buckwheat, 100% concentrated power of will, and I'll make sure to keep kneading it so it doesn't, like, dry. See the results. Oh my, how, strange. It's, so, like, fluffy now. I don't think it'll tear, even if I cut it up finely now, so... Yeah, you were right, going with 20% flour was the right call. The smell of soba is really strong. It smelled delicious. So far, so good. I think we can expect great things this time. Alright then, next up is preparing the broth. So we mix the kayashi and the stock to make this. The problem here is, or the problem last time was the stock. Last time I put in basil, but it failed. What should I do this time? Use vegetables or use dried shrimp? Why don't we take the stock from the dried shrimp? Actually, we heard that it would be best to do that from the village chief himself. He said that we could use whatever's in his kitchen, so why don't we borrow some dried shrimps? Oh, really? In that case, yeah, let's try it with dried shrimps. Alright, I'll go search for the dried shrimps. He said dried shrimps like 4 sentences in a row there, bruh. I'll keep watch over the pan to make sure it doesn't boil too much. And thus, Van and the others helped out Giovanna with her making of the soba noodles. And a few minutes later, they were finally complete. Only a few minutes? Wow. Are they actually that simple to make? Ooh, oh man. Oh, I've eaten cold soba off of one of those before. Damn. Oh no, it was cold udon, I think, that I ate. Honestly, I don't really like cold noodles, but that's like a thing they do in Japan. They eat their noodles cold, but honestly, yeah, I'll always prefer it hot. But yeah, I think when you see people eating it like this, it's usually cold, I think. This is amazing. It smells so good. So this is soba noodles. This is the first time I've seen it, but it looks delicious. Thank you very much. Thanks to everyone helping me out. I have a lot of confidence this time around. Alright then, why don't we take a bite? Yeah, let's dig in. Yeah, digging in. Van and the others ate the noodles that Giovanna had prepared. It's a strange taste, but it's delicious. I feel like I could eat this for days. I love the smell and the way it just like slides down your throat. So I think that's what he's saying. And the broth's flavor works really well with it too. Yep, I've got no complaints. This is the perfect thing of soba. This is really a dish that you can enjoy for its ingredients. You said it was like a deep Eastern recipe, but yeah, it definitely does taste different to the usual like Eastern stuff. I agree. I had no idea that soba could taste this like flavorful. I don't know. It's been a while since I've had soba, but you did a really good job recreating it. It's delicious. I think we can say that you've perfected the recipe, or completed the recipe. Wait a minute, I recommend that you put some horseradish on it and eat it too. We only just like picked it and ground it down, so I think it'll really bring out the flavor. Yeah, I guess I'll give it a go. Wonder how it'll taste with the noodles. You said that I should only do it with a bit to start with, right? I don't know what it tastes like, but I'm okay with Middle Eastern spicy food, so bring it on. And then I think she put on a lot. Agnes and Ferry put the horseradish on and tried it. Ugh, what is this? It's so spicy, I can't even taste the noodles anymore. I feel like I'd definitely rather eat it without the horseradish. Maybe it's just because we freshly picked it, but it feels spicier than normal. It's also kind of acidic, and the aftertaste is nice though, so maybe for people that are used to it, it's like delicious, but this is what they call an adult's flavor. This like special twang is really addictive. Wash it down with some water or something. You don't have to force yourself. Just enjoying the plain sweetness of the soba seeds or whatever is a perfectly fair way of enjoying it too. Oh, I feel kind of frustrated. I hope we'll be able to eat it like Van does someday. And thus, Van and the others slapped their lips to some soba, and everyone finished eating. Everyone, thank you so much. Thanks to you, I can make very delicious soba now. I'm gonna keep getting better though, and by the Harvest Festival, I'll be able to make something really special for everyone. Yeah, we'll be looking forward to it. I'm also happy that I got a chance to learn about deep Eastern culture. Thanks again for treating us. Nice. And we got SP, because I made the soba right, no doubt. That was a mirror. And only a bit, but we did get some lore. Nice, nice. Alright, that actually ended up being longer than I thought it was going to be, but I'm going to end it off here. Thank you guys for watching, and next time I guess we'll finish our interrogation of the residents. I'll see you then.